Good morning. It's Monday, September 27th, 10 a.m. Mayor Dennis Sullivan joining you again from Borough Hall. Wanted to give you an update on several items over the past week. First thing I want to focus on is the cleanup of our public lands. I'm pleased to say that all of the cars that were in the brook have been removed. A big thanks to our police department and the insurance companies for working with us on getting those vehicles out. So they are all done. Our contractor that's working on the debris along the Greenway is expected to finish up on or about the 30th of September. So by Wednesday or Thursday of this week, all of the large debris that is along the sides of the Greenway should be cleared away. I would just caution you, if you do use the Greenway for walking, hiking, biking, strolling, just be careful. There might be some residual stuff left behind. If there's something of great import, please call Borough Hall. We'll try to get that removed. But it's my understanding that most of the large debris along the Greenway itself will be done by this week. As far as the brook itself is concerned, we're working with DEP right now to get the necessary paperwork submitted so we can get permits to go into the brook itself. Right now, we're only allowed to clean debris along the embankments. And while I'm on that subject, we have a volunteer group that's going to be meeting at Carol Pager Park at Exchange Field this coming Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3. We'll have some dumpsters there, and volunteers are signing up to come down and clean the embankments. Again, I would caution you, although you may be motivated to go in the creek and pick up debris that's inside, we're really asking our volunteers to restrict their activities to the embankment. We are, again, working with DEP to fully understand the protocols involved in getting into the brook itself. And we're also going to explore in the upcoming months possibility of getting permission to dredge the brook itself. I don't know the process there. I know it's kind of complicated, but it just makes sense that if we can clear out a lot of the old sediment that's accumulated over the years, it will just increase the water capacity that the brook can hold before it overflows the banks. Again, it's not as simple as getting in there with a bulldozer and a backhoe and shovels and just digging it out. There are restrictions put on us by the DEP for safety and environmental reasons, but we are going to look at that possibility to at least create a little bit more capacity in the brook as we go forward. And I'll have more on that as we deal with our state agencies. Good number of the fences that are in the public parks around the playgrounds has been removed. The contractor's still there pulling that out, and we're in the process of taking bids to restore that fence line, probably the posts as well as the cement anchors underneath, and then the actual fencing itself. So that process will take a while to bid it out, receive the bids, and then award it. So I'll have more on the fencing as we go forward. Our leaf collection season will start this coming week on 1st of October. Just a reminder about the protocols. For at least the next month, we're asking you to bag your leaves and put them at the curb. Please not in the street, but on the grass median if you have one, and if not, as close to the curb line as possible. If you find it convenient, you can bag those leaves and take them down to DPW on 5th Street. But again, if it's more convenient to just bag them and leave them at curbside, we will take care of that. It's our intention to have the vacuum program starting as close to November 1st as possible, and I'll have more information on the mechanized collection as we get closer. Our chipping program is on hold right now. We're trying to pick up any large tree debris in pickup trucks and having our staff bring that down to the yard. In the meantime, I would ask you, if you have some smaller brush, if you could just hold it for temporarily, and we'll have more on the actual mechanized chipping program probably within the next few weeks. It would be my intention to get that up. We generally don't chip while we're collecting leaves, so there may be a staggered setup with that. But for now, I would ask you to try to contain, whatever chipping you might have until we can come up with with a definite schedule so that it doesn't accumulate in front of your property and run the risk of going down into the street and into the the storm sewer. We're looking at the Veterans Monuments at Culver Street and William Street. I know the Culver Street Monument was submerged completely, and with Veterans Day coming up in about 6 weeks, I think it's important that we take a look at the monuments themselves, make sure that they will be cleaned up, as well as the landscape and plantings around those. It may be too late to plant anything that will grow for the new year, but we'll take a look at what's there. Maybe we can trim it up, clean it up, and definitely get the monuments, glistening for our November 11th service. Finally, in terms of the storm damaged property that you might have had in your basement, we've completed the curbside pickup of those. And again, thanks to all the volunteers that helped with our dumpster program that supplemented the work of the hauler to get that debris taken away. Our regular sticker program is back in effect. If you need stickers for large items that you can't put in a bag or in your garbage can, just please come to Borough Hall. Staff will assist you in purchasing the correct number of stickers. A couple of items from our fire department. Engine company on East Main Street is in the process of being cleaned up, and it's almost complete as of this morning. Still some fine tuning to do, but it's my information that they should be cleaned up, within the week. The truck that was partially submerged on East Cliff Street is being evaluated. That truck was scheduled to be replaced and or refurbished. We were looking at possibly putting some money into that truck with the idea of keeping it going for a few years while the truck committees studied the replacement for it. Right now, the status of that truck is unclear. It is out of service, but we are negotiating with a neighboring town to purchase a replacement truck that, although it's not new, still has some good life in it. And we hope to have that truck in place in the near future once the necessary paperwork and communication between the two governing bodies is done. In the meantime, we have mutual aid with neighboring towns, so we have a full complement of trucks at our disposal between our remaining 3 trucks and trucks from our neighboring towns. We have a very good and active and positive relationship with places like Findurn and Bradley Gardens and Hillsborough. We've helped them out in the past, and they've done the same for us. So we have a full fleet at our disposal if we need it. Hopefully we will not have any active fire calls, but if we do, the men and women of the fire department are well equipped to handle those kinds of emergencies. Inspection Day, as I mentioned last week, is November the 9th, a Saturday. October the 9th, a Saturday. And the monument at Borough Hall is the site of the service. I want to say it's 3 o'clock. It could be 3:30, and I'll have details on that as we get closer. And that will be followed, of course, by the parade down Main Street. I'd love to, again, see a really good turnout for our men and women in the first responder realm, because they responded when we needed them. And it'd be nice to show our support and gratitude, on that day, every day, but that day especially. And while I'm on Inspection Day, just a public service reminder, it's a good time of the year to check your carbon monoxide and fire alarms at home. Some of them are hardwired and they don't need any maintenance other than the test button. But if they're battery powered, it's always a good idea to replace those batteries on a regular basis. I have one that chirps when the battery is coming due, and that's a good reminder. But on a yearly basis, I think this would be a good time to check those alarms, make sure they work. Again, you should have one at each level, and especially outside your bedroom. So good time to check those alarms so that you're prepared in the event of an emergency. Too early is better to replace a battery than too late. Finally, we've had a lot of focus on the storm, the aftermath, the cleanup, and as a result, personal health issues tend to take a second second place or back seat. A couple of health items I'd like to mention to you. Um, Mold as a result of flooding of rugs and basements and carpets and furniture is a concern. We've been out with flyers about what to do, how to remediate mold. We have information on our borough website. I believe the County Board of Health also has information about what to do if you suspect mold, what to look for, how to treat it, and how to decide if you need professional services. So take a look at that. Flu season is upon us, and I've seen some advertisements for reminders on flu shots. There's going to be a flu shot clinic on the 7th of October at noon at the Senior Citizens Housing Center. I believe it's at 10 o'clock. I'll try to get more information as we get closer. You can check with your local pharmacy. Most local pharmacies have the flu vaccine. You can check with your primary care physician as well. It's recommended that you get a flu shot every year, and it's probably a good time now. COVID. The Pfizer booster is now available for at-risk populations 65 and over, underlying conditions. Again, there's been a lot of press about the Pfizer only. The Moderna and the J&J are still up in the air, and the CDC is working towards notifications on your status if you received one of those two vaccines. But if you are a Pfizer recipient and you want to get your third or booster shot, you should make inquiry with the medical professional of your choice. Going back to the original COVID, I received an update from the County Board of Health the other day, and Somerville as a community is at 71% vaccinated for all populations eligible for at least one vaccine. So that would be basically children from age 12 and up, and then of course all adults. So we're at 71%, which is about the county average and about the state average, which means we still have a number of people, both young and old, that have not received their vaccine. And as things open up, the variants are still out there. I heard mention of yet another variant that might be coming through. So it's important, especially for your youngsters who are in middle or high school, to get that vaccine. I know it's a personal choice, but the data seems to show that the vaccinations, although they don't prevent the disease, they prevent a more serious result to you and your family. So if you've been vaccinated already, inquire about the booster. If you have not yet received your first vaccination, I would encourage you to look into that. And of course, if you've had your first and have not yet got the second, please again explore that possibility for your own health and safety, for your family, and for the community at large. So again, it's Monday morning. My plan is to come back to you within a week. I think as we get a little further from the storm, I might expand these to do more of a summary of our council meetings. For now, I'm still focusing on the aftermath and the cleanup of the storm. So I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for your cooperation. I thank you for your neighborly support of your immediate neighbors and the neighbors at large. I know there's been a lot of donations of time and resources. I'll mention SHIP as one recipient of a lot of outpouring. They were very heavily hit by the storm, and I've been told that the response to them has been tremendous. Our Agape House, I understand, is opening up again today on a limited basis, and they hope to be fully occupied as they complete their repairs. So if you've donated time, resources, prayer, hands, help, thank you for that. We're stronger together. I will see you soon. Thank you.